Hello and welcome back everyone to this tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use a convert to tensor function of a TensorFlow, and using this function we can convert a given object into a tensor form. So this is the syntax that you can use here. So let me write a complete syntax how you can use this convert to tensor function. So suppose you have imported TensorFlow as a TF, then you will access this function like specifying dot, then specify the function name convert to tensor like this, and this function accept a certain value or parameters. So the first is the value, and this value is the value that you want to convert into a tensor. It can be a string, it can be a list, whatever the value that you want to convert into a tensor, this value represent those values. And second thing is the dtype, which represent the data type of the value. And third parameter or third value that you need to provide to this function is the name. So here name is the parameter. It indicates the name of the operation, and or it is also an optional parameter. So if you do not specify, so it's not going to show any error. Now this is the syntax: tf, then dot, then convert to tensor, and after that this is the two important value. First is the value that you want to convert, and second is the d type, and it is also optional parameter and actually specifies the type of the value. So this is the format. Now next, let's see how to use this function. So to use this function, we are going to first import the TensorFlow. So right here, import TensorFlow as TF and execute this cell. Now let's create a new list of values. So here I will call n list, and then after this specify a random list of value. So here 1, 6, 8 and 9, and let's print the value of this list. Type here print, then specify here n list. Now we have created the list which contains a 4 elements 1, 6, 8, 9. Also let's check the type of this list. So here we will type print, then type function, within type function specify the n list that you have created and execute this cell. So here you can see it shows class, it is a list. Now let's convert this list into a tensor. So for that we will need to call the convert to tensor from TensorFlow. So here new tens, in this variable I will store the converted tensor, then tf dot convert to tensor. After that provide the list that you want to convert into tensor, and that is the n list like this, and print the value of this new 10 and execute this cell. As you can see, the list is converted into a tensor. You can see here tf.tensor, and its value is the 1689 and shape is 4 and d type is int32. So here you haven't specified any data type. It automatically infer or deduct the data type of the elements in the list. You can see here. So this is how you can convert the list into a tensor. But you can also convert the string into a tensor. Let's see. So here I'm going to create a new str variable, or it is also a list, but it is going to contain a list of a string. So here the first is I'm going to provide a simple name James, and the second is John. And now let's convert this string of values into a tensor. So here new str10 equal to tf dot convert to tensor like this, and then pass the list of strings str where, and now print the value, print new str 10 like this and hit enter. So we are getting error because I made a mistake here. It should be a tensor, not TensorF. So again execute this cell. Now we created the tensor from the list of strings. So here we have just converted a list of integer elements into a tensor and string elements into a tensor, but we can also convert a list of list into a tensor. Let's see how to do that. So again define a new list of list. So here I'm going to call list of list variable and then define a list of list. So here specify a multiple list in this list. So here first is 1 3 and then second list is the 6 8. So as you can see, this is the list of the list. So now to convert this into a tensor, let's create a new var equal to tf dot convert to tensor like this, and then pass the list of list of list like this. And after this, let's print the value of converted value 10 var and execute this cell. So as you can see, it also converted the list of list into a tensor. You can see here this is the list of list values and the shape is the 2 by 2 and the type of the values in the list is the integer you can see here. So this is how you can use the convert to tensor function of a TensorFlow to convert any object into a tensor data type or in tensor element. So at last I want to say don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and thank you.